Woodbridge Common, 4 Firs. Anyone that's ever served in the Royal Marines will know this car park and Woodbridge Common well. This is where we do a lot of our basic training. Gopping nights being wet, cold and miserable. It's where the journey started for me. So straight away, I am enthralled within memories flooding back on the common of getting off the full tonneau and the training team being, get yourself together, let's get moving quicker. You've got 5 minutes to get yourself set up, get your kit organised. Oh man, it is mental. It's like definitely a part of my soul is still here. And I think for every Royal Marine that has ever gone through training, there's always a part of each person or Royal Marine soul that is here at Woodbridge Common. So this feature here across the top, that's Woodbridge Castle. That always used to be the main reference for wherever you are map reading.
You used to be I told you here that.
I did, darling. I did. It was.
And did you say hello? And did you with all the wild animals?
I did. I used to eat them.
No.
17 years ago, 18 years ago. Nothing's really changed, but there's been probably thousands of recruits that have come through. That's 18 years. You, but not even a thought, not in my first 2 were around. Mental. So you can never really believe that this was ever part of your life, being here, living here for 32 weeks. When I look at life now as a 43-year-old, I was like a 23, 24-year-old in training. No responsibilities, no mortgage, no nothing, just hanging out with the boys and grinding it out to be a Royal Marine. You never think that 20 years later you're going to be a dad of 4, running your own business, doing the things that you're going to do, revisiting the place that you dreaded, going, oh my God, I love it here, the memories. Oh God, it would be amazing to do a reunion 5 days, see if you could handle the 5-day exercise again, and see how you'd cope now. I'd love to do that. I think that would be brilliant. This woods here was where I did my very first exercise in week 2 or 3 or something like that. So we stayed, it was a shocker capture, wet, miserable, cold. What am I doing here? Why do I want to do this? Going through all those things. Remember, we lost 7 guys after that exercise. The training team were nails on us. They literally weeded out the week in those first couple of weeks. It's tough, but man, appreciate it now. 100% appreciate it. Wow. So this here is the copse of trees there that we stayed in first time. In this lane here is where the corporal taught us fire manoeuvre, the first one. I remember being so keen, and we were flying down here, move, fire, move. And I was super wanting to impress, wanting to do really well. And my knees and my hands in and amongst the gorse being wrecked. But I remember really feeling a part of something, really feeling like I belonged here. Oh man, it's engrossing. Not many people will get this, but I feel like I'm in a time machine. Like you can just visualise watching yourself 18 years ago, moving, this young lad, full of enthusiasm, but wanting to be something. It's amazing, honestly. It's quite emotional. I feel really emotional. So, right here, where this gate is, this is where my first kit muster was, ever. I managed to pass it, I'm happy to say. This wood, if I can find the picture, I'm going to show the picture in this documentary of all of the first troop, the first time we were together. It was amazing, such a great time. And then if I flip the camera around, so down here, there, so that is the famous Pete's Pool. And there's like a big water feature down there that the training team take you down, and they fully submerge you to get you super soaking wet, 100%. And then you can kind of see, end up running up this path here, all the way over the top and down into the endurance course. And I can see some of the tunnels from the commando test. It's there, right there. And this was also one of the places that we would sit as part of being a sniper training team. So we would sit here, and we would see all of the guys. They would have to make their way to a position here where they have to set up a firing position, and then we would look and scope to see if we could see them, see their scopes, or see them or their shapes and stuff. So it used to be like brilliant. You see the lads coming over the top, and you'd be like calling them in and saying, "Yep, got you. You're down." Splitwood, another famous landmark as well. Car park right there. Did many a Navex there. It's just embracing all the memories and feel it coming back. Like all of that identity, the connection, the emotional connection, being here, it just triggered all of those memories. Like I say, it's quite emotional. So right here, I think you can just see it. So here's a water feature. So all of this, there used to be forest all there. And that's about where I, on our second exercise, used my rifle as a bivvy pole because I didn't set it up properly. And one of the corporals was patrolling at the time, took my rifle, and the next day I got hammered for like 40 minutes, beasted, just like grilled. And it's the same corporal that beasted the whole troop up and down this hill, goes all the way down the bottom. And I remember being like, oh my God, this is epic. This is epic. Character building, which is what I always talk about, right? Character. Building the internal mindset and identity, which is creating a product today. Everything I kind of stand for today, my principles, values, character, was born here. It wasn't born when I was actually born from my mum. This is where I was created, who I am today, who I will be till I'm dead. All of these memories. That's why it's really emotional for me to come back here and really just do this tour. I'd love to be able to do the whole common. I'd probably need a whole day, but I haven't got that. And it just really reconnects to who I am and what I'm about, and everybody's on a journey. This is where my journey started. My life started when I joined the Royal Marines. Before that, a lot of it was just kind of drifting, unfocused energy, unfocused work. This is where, for me, life began. It's where it all started. It's where I teach everyone everything, mentally and emotionally and physically. This is where it was all born. So it must have been, I can't remember what week it was, but here it's this boggy all the way to Pete's Pool, which I'll show you in a minute. And we had to crawl through all of this with all of our kit like 10 times. That's character building, man. And I remember him each giving us an egg, and we weren't allowed to crack the egg. And we all did. Plastic thermals all the way up there. It's difficult for them to really understand what something like this means. A lot of people don't really understand what you go through, or what you become, or the identity and character you build. A lot of people just don't get it. There's a disconnect. Only anyone that's ever been here or been through this will really understand. That's what makes it a brotherhood. And that's why I think it's so important to form that on the outside. I do that through the mastermind, the 28-day, the 5-day, that camaraderie, that connection. that building, that process. So you see everything that I do, it all stems from everything we're doing here. Everything. I'm going to show you a bit of the endurance course. So the endurance course was like 1.5 miles on the common and like a 4-mile run back with like 21 pounder webbing and rifle. And obviously they've bolted up and done these tunnels up since I was here. But look, straight into the abyss. Used to send my claustrophobia into mayhem. When I used to do it, there were 6-inch nails sticking out everywhere. So if you messed up, you'd know about it. So you come down from up the top after telling all the lads that civvies pay for this. Sprint down here, really fast start through here, and then down this track. The exclusive Pete's Pool. Every Royal Marine has been through here. I wonder how many have taken weasel poos in here. Sometimes at midnight, sometimes at 3 in the morning, sometimes at 10 o'clock in the morning, whatever. Everyone's been through here. It's part of that character building, right? This is why I do the sea. It's why I go in the sea when it's freezing cold and it's snowing. It's character building. It's all relatable. It's all achieving something. Some people think, oh, it's just getting wet, but it's all part of the process of building this up here. The Royal Marine ethos is very much about it's a state of mind. You know, 99.9% need not apply. 99.9% will not get in here. Look at it. But it's the special characters that do, and they're the ones that show up. They're the ones that make the difference in their lives. And that's what we're trying to achieve in the man coach world, right? Oh, so many memories. So many memories. So many guys that you meet and never really see again. You know, it's such a formidable part of my life in chapter. It's really emotional. Definitely tearing up. So you can see the bank over there. The scarring in the bank. So that has two memories for me, distinct ones. Number one, that's where my first, just to the left of it, it's where my first OP was. We was OPing, something happening over here as part of it's an observational post. So we spent all night in there, and the corporal forgot to bring us the water. He said, I'll bring you water. So we spent all night with no water. And we were all crapping ourselves to tell the corporal that we had no water. And then he beasted us because he said it was our fault. Always take responsibility. Always take responsibility. And the second one was for my sniper course. That's where I passed my sniper course on the observation. So we sat on that bank, and the guys hid everything out in the wilderness, and that's where I got my score. I needed 90%. I think I got 90%, and that was it. Man, there are so many. Did I make the right decision in leaving the Royal Marines? Yes and no. Yes, because it gave me the opportunity to get to know my kids at a much better level, much deeper level. Do I feel like part of my soul is always stuck in the military? Yes, it fully belongs here. But being reflective right now, being quite emotional, it's very easy for me to say, yeah, I miss it. I really cherish the memories. I'm not sure if I miss it anymore. This is a huge part of my life. When I die, this will be one of the periods of my life that I will ponder and think of and smile and say, I did it. I was here. I took part in it. Oh, it really makes me... Oh dear, sorry, I'm not even sure Well, I'm not even sure why I'm getting so emotional about it, but you know, maybe I didn't really deal with it when I left. This is almost like me getting to say that goodbye. I don't know. It's really weird. Been buried in there a long time. You know, I've been out 10 years now. Oh. You know, maybe it's a recognition that we're moving on in life and we're not getting any younger. It's something magical. It is, and I really believe it. And not many people, I guess, will get it, but you know, it is. It's a very, very special place. And I think when I do go, part of my spirit will always be here, as well as a lot of the other lads that have passed away and come through. Always. There's my family now. Alright?
Daddy?
Yeah.
And why did you walk so far?
Oh, I just wanted to go and see where Daddy used to work. It's funny because you never realise that when you're a 23-year-old guy and you're running up here with your Bergen with tunnel vision like a rabbit in the headlights, that you've been walking up here 17, 18 years later with your two youngest kids and future wife, depending when you're watching this. It's mental how just life works. It's just insane. Like, you never know what's around the corner ever. It's crazy. One of the main things carrying a huge rucksack has allowed me to do is carry this monster.
It's carrying that monster!
You're the monster!
Stay, Nicole!
So I'm trying to understand why I was crying so much and feel so emotional. And me and Jen were talking about it, and I think it's a realisation that we're never going to be that age again. I'm never going to be able to do that again. Like, that part of my life is gone. I'm not getting any younger. Life is only ever getting shorter. And I think that realisation that me as a young man has gone. And that's why I'm so precious with time. Time is so precious. You know, and I look at all of that time there and I'd give anything. As hard as training was, as miserable sometimes it was, how scared I was sometimes, I would give anything to be there again and doing it again. And I didn't really have any responsibilities. I didn't really have anything going on there. And it's that realisation that really is overwhelming in terms of that emotional state. And it's an eye-opener to life is too short and that you've got to make more memories. There's got to be more deep, meaningful chapters like what I've just introduced you to there. And as we go through the identity and I kind of talk to you and introduce the different identities I've had since this point here, I think it's realising that we've got to evolve. We've got to make the most of every second that we have, because those memories will stay with me forever. This documentary will be with me forever. The people I met will be in my mind forever. The situations, they're ingrained in my brain, and my legacy is passing them on to men that want to embrace them and take on that legacy and take on that mindset and that attitude. It all starts here, man. And I'm even thinking about bringing a group of men here to do like a two-day training thing, overnight camping. It would be brilliant. Really embrace that ethos. It'd be amazing. Oh, I really hope you've enjoyed this documentary. I'd love to know what you think about it in the comments. If you're a former Royal Marine, if we were in the military and I was talking about my training dicks, I would get hammered. But I feel there's some relevance here in terms of where the journey began. Maybe you can see how much it meant to me being in the military and how hard it was to leave that behind. And I think there's a few of those tears was that never really saying goodbye properly to the military, to the roots of it. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've got something out of it. You know, I really have. I really feel like I'm at peace slightly, having been here.